Dan Weber, I'm Johnie Freatman, bringing you instant analysis for USCFootball.com. And Dan, it has been a season with a lot of external distractions. Last night we found out about perhaps the weirdest one of the year, and that is some deflated footballs that led to a student manager being fired. Are you confident that this was a rogue act and that there was no conspiracy of sorts behind it?
I'm not even sure I'd use the word rogue. I mean, from what I'm hearing is that basically you got a kid who, before the game, on the Oregon sideline, is, you have managers on both sidelines to make sure your footballs are used by your team on offense. And so felt they were overinflated and started deflating some of them right in front of the, on the Oregon sideline in front of the Oregon bench. It wasn't much of a conspiracy if you're going to do that. So I'm guessing this probably went to the Oregon people, to the officials who checked them, reinflated a couple of them before the game and reinflated the rest of them at halftime. According to USC, according to Lane, A, they didn't tell him. B, USC didn't know anything about it till Sunday, where Oregon said they knew about it Saturday. So it seems like the kind of thing where a manager decides on his own, doesn't know the rules, doesn't know any, just says, let's take some air out of these footballs. Because as Lane said, you're trying to help your team. You're not helping them if you're giving them some balls that are underinflated and some that are not, that they have to play with in the first half. So my thinking is not rogue, more just a mistake.
This incident has gained a lot of traction nationwide. Do you think that if Lane Kiffin weren't the head coach of USC, it would be the same?
Oh no, obviously there's something about Lane and USC. The two things together, create kind of critical mass in terms of publicity, public reaction, and going overboard. So yeah, and Lane agrees. It fits the kind of stereotype of a culture of quote cheating. And that's probably not a good thing, but it does fit into that kind of narrative.
As far as football news goes, Marqise Lee was practicing on defense today. How do you think he might be used on that side of the ball come Saturday?
I mean, just certain special situations. I mean, when they talked about it originally, obviously third and long. I mean, you're going to have that situation, but Lane's not about to tell us, and he may not. He may not, see the field there. Maybe it's just a kind of a little false flag to throw out there and make Arizona State think about it. But I think, clearly Marqise has been lobbying to be able to go out there. Clearly they need help, whether they need it from a guy who's already, taking so many plays and gaining so many yards that he's got to get a couple of play breather. I watched you watched the Pac-12 hour-long replays, and there were, 183 plays or something in that game the other day. And a couple of them you see, Marqise on the sideline just going, after one of those kickoff returns or something like that. So where playing defense would fit into that scenario with a guy who's gained, 877 all-purpose yards the last 2 weeks? I'm not sure. But it's out now that, Marqise might hit the field Saturday on defense.
All right, thank you very much, Dan. For Dan Weber, I'm Johnie Freatman. This has been Instant Analysis. For more information, log on to USCFootball.com.